guys, long time no see. I know I haven't actually uploaded anything new in the past 6 months, 12 months, something like that. I kind of fell out of the whole routine of creating. Life sort of overtook me a little bit, I guess. But I'm trying to come back. And I decided to give my channel a little bit of a revamp. I'm gonna, instead of creating these very big pieces, very big paintings that I used to do, I'm gonna instead start focusing a little bit more on tutorials, how to teach you guys a little thing or two that I know about watercolors and texture making, because this will actually allow me to produce the content, keep on top of being creative, and also I'd like to focus a little bit more on helping you guys on your creative journeys. So it will be perfect for those that are starting maybe with watercolors, would like to know a little thing or two, maybe would like to use watercolors in a little bit more of a different way, because the way I use watercolors is a teeny tiny bit different from a very traditional way of using them. While I do use the washes and whatnot, I do use my colors are a lot more contrasting. A lot of times people do even question me whether I've used watercolors or any other medium. I use a lot of texture because I'm very, very passionate about texture. So I would like to show you guys how to use all of the things that I know and create wonderful paintings. I want to focus on sketching tutorials, again, just so you could maybe because I know that sometimes it's so hard to just come look at your blank paper and you get very anxious about creating something. So I want to give you like maybe little exercises that you could do, to tackle your creative block, or maybe you want to try watercolors but are too scared because watercolors can be a little bit intimidating when you start with them. I want to show you how to create art in a way that you push away your fears of your art not looking perfect. I will mention a little bit later in the video that some people say like, wow, well, my child could create that, but in reality creating as a child is extremely difficult because children create their pieces without the fear of it looking imperfect, while adults, we kind of end up having this massive fear that, oh wow, well, my painting doesn't actually look good. But I want you to actually embrace that imperfections. I want you to have fun. If anything, just have fun with watercolors. Have fun with, it's a bit like mindfulness exercises, really. Today we're going to be creating this little piece. I'll show you how to create this painting. As you can tell, I've done a few of them in the background. I've done them to begin with for my son's nursery, but he's recently moved his bedrooms and these paintings stayed here. Still need to redo my office. Let me take you on this little journey. Get those watercolors out. I will show you how to mix your paint to get all different shades of green. We're just gonna have some fun. That's all it is going to be today, is about having fun, letting go of any fears and embracing imperfection. So yeah, let's just crack on. We begin with mixing Prussian blue with some cadmium orange. Don't be shy and mix quite a lot of paint because you will use quite a lot of it throughout the painting process. Also, during the mixing process, you will get all sorts of shades, so please play around and see what shade you like. You will see later on that I will not enjoy this shade and I will have to add a little bit more color. A good way to test it out is by painting it on a piece of paper. You see what shade it is getting. I'm here I'm going to be adding a little bit more orange to my paint because I want it to be a little bit more green than what I ended up mixing. And a very good practice is after you painted your little shade onto the paper, right underneath what colors you've used, because that will help you when you run out of that particular shade. Next we're painting, we're mixing cadmium yellow with ultramarine. So add quite a lot of yellow and a little bit of ultramarine. But again, it really depends whether you want it to be a lighter color or more green. In my case, I really wanted it to be a little bit more on a yellowy side rather than green. But again, you mix what feels right for you. And as with the previous color, just test it out onto the piece of paper and see what it actually looks like before you move on. Next, we're mixing cadmium orange with hooker's green. Same process. And here I'll be mixing Prussian blue with some hooker's green. It will really give a nice solid green color, and I really like using Prussian blue with a lot of green just because it does give a very nice shade. As you can see, it's very deep, very solid green. Next we're mixing hooker's green with some burnt sienna. I do enjoy mixing a lot of colors with burnt sienna. I think it gives a lovely shade. And again, you can either add later a little bit more of green, a little bit more of burnt sienna. Just see what shade works best for you. Next, we are mixing some hooker's green with Viridian. Again, repeat the same process. And here I'm just adding a little bit of Viridian, so just see, I can see how it looks like within the entire palette, if it's gonna look okay or not. I'm doing the same with hooker's green, just again seeing if it matches the rest of my palette. I may be using, I might not. Next, I'm mixing some cadmium yellow with some Viridian. It will produce an interesting shade. I'm not a very big fan of it, but again, it may look good. I didn't end up using it purely because I didn't really enjoy the shade, but you might enjoy it and it might go with your palette. I just don't think it goes very well with mine. And last but not least, we're mixing some hooker's green with some cadmium red. Again, red and green do produce a very lovely shade. You can mix all different, like Viridian with red, hooker's green with red. Any shade of green with a bit of red will produce a lovely shade. Here we have the entire palette, so we can now move on into painting the big piece. Let's start by drawing an animal of your choice. I have chosen to do a cat. Then grab your black paint and trace over the lines. Our animal will be black and white. Don't be be shy and put some blobs or any other marks on your animal. When you're done with your animal, let's grab some paint and start with the background. I have chosen to go with the green palette. Let's start with painting a big oval in one corner. Then grab a dark color and gently drop some color in the middle. It's already looking great, but we need something more to it. Let's add some lines all around the oval. Now repeat the same steps with the second, smaller oval just below the big one. If the paint is too wet, you can use a hairdryer on a lower setting. Let's add some stems now. If you like, you can add some extra color to the leaves, just like I'm doing here. Now let's move on to the other corner and with a different color paint a 3-point flower. Add a stem with even darker color or lighter to give it more of a contrast. You can add a little bit more of the darker color on the flower to give it a bit of a deeper color. Let's move to the top right corner and make some circles in a light color like I'm doing here. Add a stem with the dark color. The dark color will nicely bleed into the light color. Then gently add some little dots on the circles. Let's move to the bottom right corner and do the same process, just in a different color. Above the floral you just painted, paint a couple of ovals. Then with a contrasting color, add little petals all around. Embrace the unpredictability of watercolors. I love seeing how paint bleeds into each other, creating different patterns and colors. In the top left corner, let's paint this weird sort of spiky flower. Add a stem and dot the ends of each petal with a different color. I chose to go for a darker color. Now we'll be creating this big leafy thing on the left side of the cat. Fairly simple, just do wiggly thick lines with pointy ends. Let's add the stem now. It will work better if your leaves are still fairly wet, but it's okay if they have started drying out, as you will end up having a mix of nice definite lines with some lovely color bleed. Just above the big leaves, paint the same floral with a few circles just in a different color. Please feel free to experiment with different colors and make it as wacky as you want, or follow the colors that I'm using. Now let's paint this simple leafy branch in the top middle. In between the big oval and the 3 spiked flower, add 3 ovals of different sizes. Pick a darker color if your ovals are light, or lighter color if your ovals are dark, and draw these simple petals. Add these little dots in the middle. To the side of the 3 spiked flower, paint 3 rounded petals facing up. Then add the semicircle on the bottom in a different color. You can add the stem just like I'm doing here, or leave it out completely. On the left bottom corner, start painting these small flowers and add the stem. Repeat the same process, just a little higher. Just above the big oval, paint a circle and with a different color add these spiky petals. I love painting over the florals and I hope you'll embrace that too. Then to the left side of the big oval, paint downward facing long petals. Paint them 2 times in different sizes. Add the semicircle on the top, letting the colors bleed into each other nicely. Now just above the 3 spiked flower, paint these simple leaves. These are great as a space filler. Repeat the same process just to the left side of the cat's ear. Let's move to the right bottom corner and paint some leaves, but only outlines rather than full color. Just above the cat's head, add some little 3 spiked flowers. Now we'll be adding some filler long stems with mini petals. Just follow the red circle so you know where to paint them, or you can completely freestyle them, whatever feels better for you. To the right side of the big oval, add some little filler florals. To add a bit more to them, add a little dot of a different colour at the bottom. Some more filler greenery. This part can be more of a freestyle. See where you feel like adding some filler petals, leaves or flowers. If you have bigger white space like I do, you can add some more ovals with hollow petals. More filler greenery. Once you have the main big and medium sized florals done, it becomes a little game adding all of the filler flowers. I love this part because I let my mind wander and see what it comes up with. Don't be scared painting over the existing flowers. It adds a little bit more character to that chaos. And now the fun part. We have lots of white space left, so let's fill that in with some colour. I like mixing it up with some dots. So you have some parts that have just colour and then some parts that are just full of little dots. But you do what feels right for you. You can leave it all out and just colour, or you can mix it up just like I'm doing here. I find this part quite therapeutic. I really love this style of painting, as most of the times I go in without having a final picture in my mind. I just let my hand wander, adding more and more florals, petals and greenery, and see where it takes me. As long as you start with some big florals, then move to medium and small, and then adding some filler florals, you'll be good. I hope that with these fun tutorials you will be able to find the courage to go a bit crazy with your painting, that you let yourself loose. We often strive for perfection without creating anything for fun. And I do know that some people say like, wow, my child could paint this, draw this, but you know what? I love children painting and drawing because that means that they're just not scared of making mistakes. They just love the process so much that they go crazy with paint. So take that as a compliment, because painting as a child is actually incredibly difficult. Now this is another fun part. Either using a white gel pen, white marker or white paint, start adding some marks on some of the leaves. Again, feel free to freestyle it.
go as crazy as you want, or if you like the way it looks already as it is, you can completely skip this part. I have decided that my cat was lacking something, so I have added some more marks to him. He looks very similar to my cat, whose name is Spinach. And here we have the final piece. I really do hope you have enjoyed the process, and I will do more of this type of painting in the future. If you do end up painting this, share it on Instagram and tag me so I can see your awesome creations and could share it with my own followers. So that's the end of it. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope that maybe, you learned a thing or two. I also just really hope that you embraced this exercise, maybe, put your own twist to it. But if anything, maybe you just got a little bit of inspiration and would like to try something like that in your free time. I'm gonna try and upload videos once a month, so anything from sketchbook exercises, painting, little projects. I gave myself kind of a goal once a month. I hope that as the time goes on I'll be able to produce more than once a month, but I don't want to set myself a goal that I might not be able to achieve and then feel a bit bad about it. So we'll start small and see how it goes. I really do appreciate you so much for being here, for watching my videos, for commenting, for still staying here, following me, and keep watching my videos even though I haven't uploaded anything new in a very long time. But I'm slowly coming back, and I want to believe that this video is the end of my non-creative period. If you did enjoy this video, give it a little thumbs up, and if you would like to join the clan, maybe hit that subscribe button. You can also follow me on any social media. I'm a little bit more active on Instagram, so we'll leave all of the links in a description box. I'm just happy to have you, and I really hope that I'm really happy to have you. I'm really happy to be back, and I shall see you next month. It might be sooner, but if not, I shall see you next month. See you guys.